because it slows down a little more than the original one. I haven't been throwing the original one a ton because they're essentially the same ball. As far as their components, the core is the same. The cover is the same strength. This one's just a hybrid, so it's making it a little bit early. I'm big on not thinking about pearls, solids, and hybrids unless the ball is the same. So in the case of the Attention Star and the S2, they're the same ball, but one's a pearl, one's a hybrid. So that's where it makes the difference. But when you talk about completely different bowling balls, like an IQ Tour Solid versus an Origin, one's a hybrid and shiny, and one is dull and a solid, but the IQ Tour is a weaker ball. That's kind of where you have to balance that. But Attention Star S2 has been super versatile for me. Play a lot of different parts of the lane. I could hook it, I could play a little bit straighter, but it blends the lane pretty well for me. It's been one of my favorites so far this year. We might bowl 300 in this video. 2 each at 6 balls. Yeah, we got 7 in a row. Our ball has hit pretty much the same every time. When you bowl on the house shot, it's a lot harder to tell the difference between bowling balls sometimes because everything's funneling to the same spot. If you're not very good at seeing the difference between bowling balls and you're just looking at, oh, it's striking, it's in the pocket the same. Bowl on something different if you can. Bowl on a sport pattern. The shorter it is, the bigger the difference you're gonna see between bowling balls for sure. Just because those balls are gonna respond faster to friction depending on what you're throwing. So the weaker you go, this is where things get really confusing sometimes, and I recommend you guys head over to howtobowl.com to help yourself understand bowling a little bit better so you can increase your scores. But a tough thing to understand sometimes is when a ball hooks too much or covers too many boards, people think stronger. That typically just means your ball's not reading front to back early enough, and that's why it's flying off the spot more. If you look at the lane front to back, you'll be able to tell a better difference between strong versus weak, because to us, strong is early, weak is long. But depending on the lane conditions, that could tell you, or the ball can do different things. Like you could have the strongest ball on the planet hook a bunch of boards given the correct situation. You have a plastic ball hook a bunch of boards given the correct situation. So left to right doesn't really define strength. It's definitely more front to back, and that makes it a little more clear from ball to ball. And that's why we have slots, and we work from top to bottom, earliest to weakest. So far, we've gone earliest to weakest from urethane to our strongest asymmetric ball, to our strongest symmetric ball, to the Attention Star S2. So if you guys have seen a bag update before in the past, they've all been one-handed. And it makes way more sense to me, obviously, because I've bowled one-handed most of my career. And if I just look at this bag, if I draw all these balls one-handed, it probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense in terms of progression. Yeah, it's just different bowling two-handed. That extra hole makes a big difference because you're not changing the core as much. All right, let's see if we can make a good one here. The best shot of the day. And the best looking result. So I probably would throw that ball right now just because it's a little bit cleaner than everything else I've thrown so far. But the core is still strong, so it wants to read the middle of the lane very nice. Typically the ball I'm gonna throw on the cliff, and the cliff